Hey, all right. The 4th of July week, Pete, it continues. The heat, the food, man, the food.
Man, I'll tell you, both are just incredible right now. The heat, especially.
How many leftovers you got in your refrigerator?
Not much, because you know what? I did a lot of the cooking, so I left it for everybody else.
Man, those pork butts you did turned out just perfect.
Man, they
were beautiful.
They were fantastic.
They were beautiful, man. Thanks everybody for joining us. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. Of course, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go over, or in a little bit, we're going to go over the Saturdays at the Owlsnest Barbecue Supply Store. We're going to be cranking that up this Saturday. We've got a special guest coming in at 10 o'clock. Pete, we're going to do a thing called 20 Minutes at 10. Every Saturday at 10 o'clock, we're going to do a 20-minute video. I don't want to call it a tutorial, but it's going to be an information packet. We want you to come. We want you to sit in like a studio audience, ask questions of the experts that we're having. Guess who's going to be here this first Saturday?
I don't know.
Michael Williams, the newly crowned ambassador for help me out here.
Butcher Barbecue?
No.
You said Michael Williams.
Yeah, Michael, for the pellets, the pellets.
Bear Mountain?
Bear Mountain Pellets.
There you go.
Michael Williams is the Bear Mountain pellet ambassador, and he's going to go over pellets with us. We're going to be talking about pellets this weekend.
Good.
That's at 10 o'clock. And of course, we'll go over all the great pictures that we had on the Owlsnest Barbecue Nation page. But first, I tell you what, Pete, I am just thrilled to death. There he is right there. Patrick Bertoletti. Patrick, how are you?
Excellent. Thanks for having me on today.
Now, if anybody's been watching this show the last month, you know, Patrick, I've been geeking out on what you do, which is eating hot dogs at the Nathan's famous 4th of July. And Patrick just happens to be the newly crowned champion of that contest. Pat, congratulations to you, man.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
You came through a contest that has probably never been spoken as this particular chapter of it. And you just stayed cool and collected and polished off 58 hot dogs in 10 minutes for the win. I'm going to just bear with us and you watch this. I've got kind of a tribute for you. Okay. Is that all right?
Oh yeah, of course.
So you just sit there and you listen to this. It's kind of a tribute.
Right there. He's right there. You know, it's such a big opportunity for Espen today. A terrific eater, but he's always finished second in Coney. Always blocked by Joey. Can't break through like John Stockton's Jazz were blocked by Jordan's Bill. Like Embiid was blocked by Josh Hart. You know,
anybody's competition. And Pat Bertoletti, for a lot of people who are old school fans of competitive eating, there is an emotional connection because he really does represent the very beginnings of the sport. As
55 hot dogs and buns, Patrick Bertoletti. He's broken his own record. 20 seconds! 20 seconds! He's broken his own record! He's broken his record! And one of these eaters had 58. And the winner is... Patrick Bertoletti! 58.
There you are holding that famous Nathan's mustard belt high above your head. Pat, how were you feeling at that moment when George Shea gave you one of the greatest new champion introductions he's ever done?
I got goosebumps just watching that. Man, it was so much work. I didn't know if it was going to pay off because I've never eaten that many hot dogs before. And God, he was trying to tease the win. I got a little overly excited, tried to pull my arm up, and he pulled it down. So that's why I laughed there. But I love the event. I love Nathan's Hot Dogs. I love America. I love everything. I'm just riding the wave now and enjoying every bit of it.
Oh, Pat, I just, to me, that is on the 4th of July, that is my thing, is to watch the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I've always watched it. it's just like you say, it means the 4th of July to me, Pete. It just sets the tone for my day. And to see you come in there, and you weren't even the favorite, were you?
No, they slept on me, which was a big mistake. A lot of online betting casinos lost a lot of money on me. Apparently, that's what I've heard from everybody.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Betting on a hot dog eating contest. Hey,
America.
yeah, you're right. Welcome to America. What, Pete? I'm going to ask him. I'm going to get started. We're going to go all over the board, Pat. And I hope you don't mind. How do you prepare for a contest like this? Take us up. Take us up to the moment.
This one is something different and special. So a normal event, if I don't know the food, I'll practice like maybe 2 or 3 times just to get a technique. But this event, I think I decided I was going to take it serious this year. And like, I think I started 7 months ago, just prepping my stomach, stretching it, building the capacity. And I did like over 20 practices, which so many hot dogs, but I don't know. You just practice with the food, you build capacity and build up a tolerance for the food and just technique. It's all of it wrapped up into one.
And like, how many days before the contest does this prep start?
I mean, normally it would be a couple of weeks, but like I said, the Nathan's Famous is the biggest one. So I think 7 months, but that I was also kind of retired and I came back. So I was out of shape. So it just took me a lot longer to get back to it, I guess.
Talk about that a little bit. I'm going to say this. To hear Richard Shea and Jeremy Schaap doing the hot dog by hot dog play-by-play is so exciting. And having Jeremy Schaap there, I mean, this guy, he's legendary just by being the son of Dick Schaap. And not only is he the son of Dick Schaap, but I mean, he's a tremendous broadcast journalist. And to have him doing the play-by-play on you, how does that make you feel?
I think, I'd met him the day before, so July 3rd, and I didn't really know who he was, and I didn't know he was going to be in the broadcast. So I think I don't know, I didn't really tell him much because I did really well in practice, but I was keeping that a little close to the vest. And then later in the night, I saw him when we got back to the hotel, and I told him I was going to win, and I told him I had eaten 60 before. So then I think that's where he got a little bit of the information, and he put all his chips on me to win. But Ed felt great. I mean, he's awesome. Rich Shea's awesome. The Shea brothers just know how to do this thing. And I haven't fully watched the broadcast. I just did the eating part. But they always put on a good show, and it's the one. It's the biggest event. So,
well, Pat, I'll tell you this. Kudos to ESPN. They treat this thing as a regular sporting event. They take it seriously. They treat it seriously, and I was really glad to see that. And because I know you guys take it seriously. I've seen it in the past in person, and I know for a fact how serious the contestants are. And I was just really glad to see, how professional the broadcast of the whole thing was. I thought it was great.
So Pat, do you do other than Nathan's hot dogs eating contests, or haven't done any in the past, or?
yeah. Yeah, I like my past run through this, I would do events like almost every weekend. I actually just did your neck of the woods. We did bologna in Knoxville, so I wasn't too far from you guys. But if the food is right, if it's interesting.
Uh-oh. We lost him. It's a long way from Chicago to Chattanooga. I'll text him, tell him. There he is. He's back.
We got it.
You're back with us. Good, Pat. Good, Pat. You talked about you had retired. Talk a little bit about that. When did you retire, and why did you retire, and what made you come out of retirement?
I think it was about 10 years ago. I saw the writing on the wall, the newer eaters, Matt Stoney, and they were. I could tell they were going to start whooping my butt, and I didn't know how to improve and how to do anything about it, and just a little bit burned out. So that kind of helped the decision. And coming back, I think 2 years ago, I was going to go to New York and watch, so I figured I would give it a go and dust off the old I don't know, the antacid bottle, and then. I don't know. For some reason this year, I wasn't really happy with that last performance 2 years ago. So I just recommitted myself and took it a lot more serious than I ever had before. And Joey not being there, I was like, all right, well, this is the shot. I wasn't going to leave anything a chance, and I was just going to put all my chips in and go for it.
How old are you now, Pat?
39.
Okay. What is the, Pete, I'm wondering, what's the prime age for a competition speed eater?
I mean, you would think age is important to be young and fresh, but I don't. I mean, with the age comes the pure. What is it? It's more. I guess it's just pure skill, but without any of the wisdom. So I mean, when I was in my 20s, I could eat so much faster, but I couldn't eat for 10 minutes, and I couldn't be analytical, and I couldn't improve like I. Now I'm not quite as fast, but I'm more cerebral, and I don't think it really matters. I think if you're motivated, it's good, but ideally younger is better because you do put a lot of strain on your body.
Do you pace yourself like on a 10-minute contest? Do you say when you're planning, I want to be here at 3 minutes, I want to be here at 6 and 9, so on?
No, because it's almost unnatural pacing, but it's more just I run out of steam at the end, and I don't run out of space, but I just slow down naturally. I mean, eaters like Joey Chestnut, well, he can pace himself, but it wasn't ever a thought or a choice for me. I try to eat as fast as I can for as long as I can. And I just naturally ended up at, like, for this event, 58. So
58 is pretty strong, buddy.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong. 62 won it last year, right?
Yeah, if you look at the numbers of it, I mean, it took Joey a while to get up to 76. So, I mean, I'm happy with it. My personal best was 55, and that was in 2011. So 13 years, coming back. I'm pretty happy about it.
That's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, that's fantastic.
What how did you get started in this thing, Pat? I mean, what what age? Were you the kid that everybody in school said, how many donuts can you eat? You that guy?
I think they didn't really know that about me, but I was looking for something to get attention from, and I always could eat a lot. And I did my first event when I was, I think, 19, professional event, and I was pretty good at it. I swore I'd never do it again because of how full I was, and then a week later I was at it again, and I never really looked back. I think it was just the arrogance of youth and stubbornness where I just knew I could be better. But, I mean, I wasn't good for a long time. It took a really long time to develop the skills and the natural eating ability is basically not chewing your food and just the ability to get it down fast, and all that other stuff comes later. So that was the hardest part to get, and that's, I always had that ability. So
what about post? How long does it take you to get over, that?
It's a process. I mean, I had to do interviews and stuff after. I wasn't really expecting. I mean, going into this event, I didn't really know what was going to happen. I thought I had a shot, and I was excited, but I mean, you're in the sun. You don't feel great after, and you feel better when you win, but it's still a lot of strain on the body and everything. So
take you days to get over it, weeks, what?
I think I was good the next day, but it's just not. I would not recommend it to even my enemies, because I think it's about 13 pounds of food plus another who knows how much water. So you're taking in a lot of food.
What family support, mom and dad, they Pat, you go eat them, baby. They with you?
Yeah, they're my parents are very pragmatic about it. They've been supportive the whole time. They were happy when I retired, because I mean, I don't think any parent or doctor would be happier if you weren't doing this, because it can't be, I'm healthy, but there are possibilities. So, but they all came this year to support me. They knew that I had a good shot of winning, and we're there the whole way. And I got a lot of family, so I like that they're able to celebrate with me, and I feel like it's not just for me, but it's for everybody. It was a great day and it's been awesome.
Pat, are you built differently inside than other people? Is there something about you that allows you to do this where, like some people can and some people can't? Is it a physical thing, or is it just all training?
I think it's you start with the physical part where because the hardest thing to gain is like the speed of consumption. So if you have that to begin with, then you can stretch. You can work on like expanding your capacity. So it's physical and mental. I mean, you have to be mentally strong to do this, to do the work, and that was always my problem before. But this time around, the mental part caught up to the physical, and you could do it, but it's not fun or pleasant, the training, and most people don't want to do it because it's just such a unique and different skill and grueling thing to do. So I wouldn't recommend it.
So I heard you say we're working on stretching your stomach prior to. So obviously that's something you got to do because the capacity of what you're going for, you'd have to have your stomach stretched to be able to hold. Still amazing to me.
Yeah.
How much do you eat? Like, do you start fasting?
You can expand it. Yeah.
So do you
It's the fasting thing. I
do
don't
you
really
eat like 2 days
sorry.
before the contest, 3 days? You go ahead, Pat.
For this one. Oh, so for this event, I think July 2nd, I got to New York. I was just kind of tired from travel, and I think I had a couple of burgers and a couple of pizzas, but not really practice. But I just wanted to eat some good food because I love New York and I love to eat. So then the day before, I just ate some simple carbs, and day of I did a little bit of the same. But I find I don't really need to be completely fasting because my stomach will tighten up too much. So.
Yeah. What's the pre-contest like when you get there? How you guys treated? Does MLE kind of take over everything and get y'all there? Do they tell you? I give you a itinerary, so to speak, and make sure that you're in the right place at the right time, and go over the logistics a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think we knew we were eating at a certain time, and then they just told us to be downstairs, and we take a bus there. There was a lot of downtime on this event. Whenever TV's involved, there's a lot of sit around and wait. So the starting time is set, and the hardest part is just staying relaxed and calm before, because to be honest, I didn't want to go to bed the night before. I was nervous, excited, but I knew that a hell of a task was in front of me once I woke up, more than it had never been before. So I don't know, I was just excited, but you just have to compartmentalize, and you just have to save it all and know the timing, and just know when to expend all your energy.
What I want to get into some personalities a little bit, and you can say anything you want. You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. What is George Shea like?
He has a very interesting, I almost compare him to Stephen Colbert, like a dry sense of humor, and a lot of the stuff he does just for himself, and I really appreciate that. There's a lot of inside references that go real deep, and he's just a master showman. I mean, he's the best at what he does, and I love working for him and his brother. It's there's no other game. There's no other anybody that does it like him.
How do they split the duties between him and his brother Rich? Because their story, and I'm sure you know it, is to me is fascinating. The way they just happened upon this contest and said this could be bigger than it is, and they're the ones that took it and made it. 30,000 people at Surf in Stillman Avenue. How do they
Yeah.
split their duties?
So, I mean, for the TV, they have it split pretty well. George is a little bit more over the top, so that he always does like the on stage announcing, and then Rich is more calm and collected and better suited for TV, and a similar sense of humor, also really funny and dry. So like, he's just better suited for like the on camera like speaking. So that's how they split it, and then a few other MCs. So.
Now I know that you do other contests, like you said, you did a bologna contest in Knoxville not too long ago. What is the I guess I don't know, Pete, the strangest food group that you ever competed in? Did you hear that, Patrick?
It's chunking up a little bit. Do you want to say that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. What is the strangest food you've ever competitive eaten before?
What's the most amount of any food I've eaten before? Is that what you said?
What
No.
is the strangest, the most different food that you ate
Oh, what's the
before in a
strange-
competition?
Yeah.
I think I had the record for Rocky Mountain oysters. That's pretty good, like 4 pounds in 10 minutes. That's a good one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And you hold that record.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain oysters. You rascal. You rascal. What I guess your life's been kind of a whirlwind since winning this thing. You know, a new winner that haven't had a new winner in so many years. What's it? Who all have you spoken with? I know your friend Mickey and her fiance were on the Today Show. What's it been like for Pat Bertoletti in the media side?
It's been great. You know, I like the last time, like 10 years ago, I was traveling a lot. I've seen a lot of the world through eating, but this time around, that was just winning that competition on July 4th is crazy. I mean, I turned my phone back on after, and I had like 200 text messages. I've only just now caught up with all the emails, the texts, and like the messages, and it's been overwhelming but great. I mean, I kind of forgot how big of a competition this was and how life changing it is. So that's what I expect. You know, moving forward.
When you were up there, was the crowd as big as it looked as on television?
Yeah, I have a hard time gauging how much, but for a lot of people in New York, going to Coney Island on July 4th is what you do. And I wish I could say I harnessed the crowd, but I wasn't really paying attention. I mean, I knew I came with a job in mind, and I was pretty, like you said earlier, I was pretty focused and was not messing around, so it didn't really affect me or faze me.
What did you think when Mickey Soku, or Mickey Sudo, when she set the women's world record? What was that like?
You know, I could tell just watching her eat how well she was doing, and she is a bigger freak of nature than I am. I know she only did like 4 practices, and just the way she was able to control her consumption and just the way that the food was sliding down, I was like, I knew it was a good sign for us. It meant the weather was good, and but I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic effort. I wish they were able to telecast that. I watched it on the live stream, and I just couldn't believe it. That she set the world's record for women right there. I thought for a while they were talking about her winning the mustard belt, as the overall winner that day.
She's not that far off. I mean, she did 51, which is three more than her personal best, and she would be right in the mix of things. And she looked a hell of a lot better doing it than I did. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, she's a pretty girl. She is.
So I didn't watch it live on TV, other than this what you just saw that Steve had up there. I wasn't near a TV to be able to watch it. But so when you're eating those, is there somebody that's, they're putting hot dogs out there constantly? They're putting water or refilling water, or is it table just stacked up, or how does that go?
Yeah. So they have, each eater has 2 counters. So you have one in front with a little sign, and they'll flip them, and then they show the person behind you. But you can look down, and it's helpful to know where you're at. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. I was in such a, I don't know. I don't know if I noticed that part. I kind of knew where I was at. And then you have somebody behind you that's just sliding hot dogs to you. So yeah, they have it. They got the system figured out.
Behind you.
Yeah, behind you to the right. And like your water is pretty, everybody brings their own. And I don't think my stuff was too hot. I was kind of dumb about it. I didn't really pay enough attention, but it didn't seem to matter. But yeah, everyone has their own liquid of choice.
Okay.
Well, do you get to pick your spotter, the guy that stands in front of you, Pat?
They assign a spot to you based on like your finishes or your ranking. And I'm not sure how they did it this year, but and judges, I think Joey in past probably could choose, but it's not really. I wasn't even thinking about that. I think they just give you whoever.
Yeah. Well, I just I was listening to a podcast one time, and Pat LaFrida from New York, the meat purveyor, was he said he was Joey Chestnut's. I don't know if they call him as a spotter or counter or whatever that person is.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I think for somebody like that, and maybe for me next year, although I don't have the name recognition yet, that's like a big to be Joey's counter was pretty sweet. I would love to do that too.
Hey, you guys, I know you're friends with Joey, and did he call or text you and congratulate you?
Yeah, we
I'm sure.
We kept in touch leading up, and the part of the reason I was so happy about the finish was I used to talk to him for all the time, and I would tell him what I was going to do, and I never made that jump and that leap to the next level. So I think he was very happy for me. I feel like I'm almost like a little brother to him because we started about the same time, and he's about a year and a half older, and we've been in touch the whole time, and could not be more supportive.
Oh, that's good. Are you guys, when y'all go eat, I'm like, what is your next event? Where does Pat Bertoletti, where's he off to next?
There's a blueberry eating contest in Grand Rapids this weekend. So that's the next one. And then, the summer is the season for it. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. I think there's Wendy's Nuggets I might be doing. And then I'm not sure after that. It's just taking it 1 week at a time, I guess.
Well, all the other competitors. What I'm asking is this like a PGA, a NASCAR series where it's basically the same people go to the different events? Do y'all travel and you see the same people there? Like if you go to the Blueberry Festival, will Chris be there? Will Mickey be there on the women's side? Is it the same? Is it the same faces you see every week after week?
Yeah, I think it's all driven by the prize money. So it's usually the top guys. If the prize is good, and this blueberry contest is it's pretty lucrative, and it's just a weird enough food where I'm excited about it, and I can drive there. So I'll see Mickey's boyfriend or fiance and James Webb and Nick Weary and Jeff Esper. So the top guys we pretty much see each other at a lot of the events.
What did the win at Nathan's pay?
I think it was 10,000, which
whoa, good.
Yeah,
good payday. And at the Blueberry Festival, what's the winner's share there?
I think it's $4,000 for the top finisher.
So I can okay.
So they got to be. Are they not counting by blueberries, or are they counting by weight, or are they counting by buckets, or what do they count blueberries by?
They most of them are done by poundage. So each eater gets like 2 5-pound bowls, and then I would imagine the winner is going to do like. I haven't practiced with it yet because they were actually out of them at the store, but I would say anywhere between 16 and 19 pounds of blueberries in 8 minutes.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. All right, Pat, time out. Time out. Now you're gonna go to the grocery store and buy blueberries, okay? And you said they were out. Now does
No.
Mr. Bertoletti go in there with the big cart and say, fill her up, boys? Is that how we do it?
No, I work in the restaurant industry, so I went to the restaurant store and they're out. But even if I told them what I was doing, I don't think they would even have any concept of why I needed 3 pallets of blueberries.
Well, what do you do when you're not eating for a contest, Pat? What does Pat Bertoletti do in his spare time?
I work at a catering company, so
Okay.
General cooking and
So you're a chef.
Yeah, food's my life. I love food.
Oh.
I got a culinary arts degree, and I've been obsessed with food since I was 18. Oh, for my whole life, really. So
Me too.
Fantastic. Good for you. Pizza former restaurant owner. I own a barbecue supply store here in Ottawa, and we have a little hot dog stand that we run Tuesday through Friday. Would love for you to come down sometime if you ever got the chance. Get a hot dog and a brisket sandwich.
And you can take your time eating.
Yeah, and you can take your time and enjoy it too.
I ate hot dogs yesterday when I was in New Jersey, so I still love hot dogs, and I still enjoy food. That's where the love of this started, was a love for food, and it doesn't really make sense because if I'm going to eat 58 hot dogs, you wouldn't think I love food, or you think I would hate food if that was, depending on how you look at it,
Hey, just for a minute, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What was the feeling when y'all were up there and Joey wasn't there?
It just didn't feel the same, because every time I've done it, it was always an expected conclusion that he would win. And I don't know, there's a lot of talk on the internet that obviously Joey's like the best eater that's ever done it, but he had issues with his sponsor for another event, and somebody had to step up. So I don't know. I don't know that I would have beat him. I mean, he probably would have won, but that's not my problem. He wasn't there. Somebody had to step up. So I'm happy that I had the opportunity, and I just really want to waste it.
No, Pat, you won that thing. You won that thing fair and square, and you are the champion. And do you think, putting all the politics aside, I don't understand what he did or why he did it. I don't understand the other side. Do you think that they will get something worked out for next year?
I would imagine.
Joey and NLE?
The backlash from the fans, it's totally warranted. But the funny thing is, like, this was probably the most exciting event as far as the eating that they've had in like 10 years. So, like, I guess there's anger that Joey's not there, but at the same time, like, it's actually an exciting contest, which it's almost like the Tom Brady effect. He's just, I don't know, but I think they'll work it out, and they have a lot of time to do it. So I could see him being back there, and him being there next year will just only motivate me more to improve. And who knows?
Hey, you're the new sheriff in town. You're the new sheriff in town. You know what? You're the man.
Hey, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And now
so
you are the man, buddy.
Now you have a ton of followers, and even probably did before, but you're going to have a ton more now. So I mean, it's amazing to me. I can't say congratulations to you enough.
Yeah, it's gone up, and I'm just along for the ride, and just happy it worked out the way it did, and all the hard work paid off, and I could not be more thrilled.
What do you think about this thing on Netflix that's coming up between Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi?
I think it's good, but I don't think it's going to be much of a contest. I think Joey's going to wipe the floor with them.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited that he's coming back. Kobayashi's coming back, and this is even a bigger stage than Coney Island. So in that aspect, I'm really happy for Joey. It's a really good opportunity, but I don't know, man. I think I would be shocked if it's even that close. I think Joey's just going to blow him out. Kobayashi's been away for too long, and he forgot how good Joey is. I mean, Joey's got so much better from when they were competing that, I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Don't bet the house or anything, but I think Joey's gonna kick his butt.
Well, that it's interesting you say that. Gotta be good for the sport, though, right?
Yeah, I mean it's expanded it to a bigger market. And what I'm realizing now is the Joey just did it for so long. He built that reputation and the recognition, and I don't have that yet. So it just takes repetition, and people. I don't know. He did it for so long, for so well that it's just synonymous with it, and he's finally able to step it out. He's done a lot of other stuff like the Amazing Race, and he's done a lot of other media, but this is great for the sport, even better for him. And I could not be happier for him that he was able to make this deal and do it.
Well, I think if they work things out where he can compete next 4th of July, I think it'll be one of the most watched ESPN programs of the summer.
Yeah,
I really do. And I think people like you and Chris and Nick should be given kudos for showing up and doing what you do, regardless of the circumstances. I mean, it'd be easy not to show up because you say, well, hell, he's not there. You know, he's the best, and we're not going to, if we can't compete against the best, we're not going to compete. But I think it's, Pete, I think it's great that Patrick showed up.
I think Pat can beat him.
Yeah.
I think you can beat him myself. You may not have in the past, but you know what? You got a good start going right now. And, I just think when you win something like that and you got people behind you, then how you prepared for it and block stuff out, I think, you know what? Everybody's beatable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. He could choke on a bun.
I hope he don't, but
I hope he doesn't either, but he could.
How much actual water or drink do you go through when you're doing that? I saw you were drinking out of the cups, but I mean, would you have an idea how much water do you drink when you're that's a lot of intake as well as the food.
Yeah, I think it's at least I'd say a gallon to a gallon and a half.
Wow.
It's definitely what you take in. So that's another 8 or 10 pounds.
Yeah.
What do they have like when you're done, does a medical professional check you out real quick first of all before you do anything, make sure that you're living and breathing, not having a sodium overload or something like that?
I don't think they don't usually check you unless you're having any issues, but I felt okay after. They'd even asked me are you good? And I'm like, yeah. They just gave me a cold towel and it was fine.
What was the temperature there? Outside temperature.
I think it was I think it was 82 or 83. So the conditions were pretty ripe and perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Does Major League Eating,
It was a good day.
Do they help you, Patrick? Do they arrange interviews? Do they arrange performances? Do they arrange junkets or happenings, shows for you guys to promote y'all?
Yeah, they are like a PR company as well. So that's the parent company. So that's their main thing. So they're really good at that. And the whole reason to do all these other smaller events is just to get promotion and exposure for the sponsors. So there's always media to go around, and it's just they do all that stuff for sure.
Have you got a sponsor? Have you signed with anybody? Like, I don't know, Pepto-Bismol or anything like that?
No, not yet. It is a little tricky. I mean, Joey has all those things, but Joey's in a better. He's in a different. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. He's the main one, so he has all that stuff. And maybe now that this happened for me, we'll see, but nothing yet.
Good. I hope it does.
Yeah, I hope it does for you as well.
I hope it does. You can always come to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Camp, where you will be welcome with open arms, Patrick. I promise you.
I appreciate that.
Well, what would it cost to have have you wear an Owl's Nest Barbecue shirt at the Blueberry contest?
I think you got to wear the sponsor stuff, so that's
okay.
That's where not like NASCAR, unfortunately, but you never know. Maybe down the line, we'll see.
Well, I think, Patrick, I think you did great. I think everybody did great. I think it was a great contest. And I know I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the stream, watching the girls. And good for you. And by golly, you were there. And one more. Do you think did Joey say, or did it bother him that he wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes without saying. I've gone to that event and watched, and it doesn't. You always want to be up there because that is the focal point of competitive eating in the nation. But he did his own event later for the troops, so it had to have bothered him not being there on more levels than me because he didn't choose. It wasn't really. It was a different circumstance. Like I've chosen not to be there, and I wasn't eating shit. So for him, I'm sure he wished he could be there, but I don't know. I really do think he'll be back next year, stronger and better than ever.
And you will too.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
I'll be back.
You can tell that you and Joey are friends, and I sure respect that more than anything, Pat. You are a very gracious champion, and those are the best kind of champions. I really do think so.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
Pat,
it.
we appreciate, I'll tell you, we've been talking about this contest and y'all leading up to this for some time. We very much appreciate you taking time to get on with us and talk. This has been great.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
You're a good champion, Pat. We'll stay in touch, okay? We will get you on. We will get you on later in the year before the next July 4th thing. We'll keep up with Patrick Bertoletti. How about that? Does that sound good?
Good. Yeah, I'm in. Thank you.
We will be your media sponsor here in the Tennessee Valley. You got a friend in
All right.
Tennessee.
Good luck with the blueberries.
Yeah. Don't get them on your shirt. They'll never come out.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a white shirt they give us. Right?
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate you. Patrick Bertoletti right there, folks, the champion of the Nathan's
What a
Famous.
pretty gracious
Oh.
guy. I mean, so nice.
What a super fella. Super nice guy. And he the whole time admitting how great Joey Chestnut is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll get it worked out.
Yeah. Well, he thinks so. So obviously
Yeah.
he talks to Joey quite a bit. And I'm sure Joey, if you know, just listening to him, I'm sure Joey talked to him and told him, hey, good luck. And I want, you can win this thing. And knowing he wasn't going to be there and stuff. And has kind of been his mentor and stuff as he said
Yeah.
all along,
Absolutely.
big brother. So
Absolutely, Pete.
So I'm sure both very gracious guys.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Pat Bertoletti. And we are working on getting Mickey Sudo on next week, the women's champion and world record holder. We're working on that too, and getting her fiance on as well. Nick Weirs. He's got the mohawk. He is so cool. Big guy, big strong guy, built like an ox. He was I think he came in third or fourth. And I mean, he's a tremendous eater in himself. They've got a website, I think it's Two Hungry People or The Hungry Couple, something like that. Very unique. They market themselves very well. And I like that. These guys are clever. They're funny. They're well-spoken. They're educated, and they do something that, we've always wondered, Pete, we don't do it, but we've always said, I wonder how many I could do.
But did you hear him say he would just kind of keep himself in, the night before he had a couple hamburgers and a couple pizzas?
I know.
So, wow.
I love it. I love the contest. And I love what they do. Hey, this Saturday, Pete, at the Saturday at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store at 10 o'clock, we're doing a new thing at 10 o'clock every Saturday. We're calling it the 20 at 10, a 20-minute seminar at 10 o'clock. You're invited to attend. We are going to be live streaming it right here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page. This Saturday, we've got Michael Williams, who is the new ambassador of help me out, P again. I'm so excited about
Bear Mountain Pellet.
Of the new ambassador of Bear Mountain Pellets. Of course, we are a Bear Mountain dealer, and Michael is going to be there at the store, and he's going to be talking about pellets. So that's going to be kind of a neat thing. Let's see what's going on here real quick. Steve Davidson says hello, guys. Perry Collins says, well, Billy Holland, he was a great guest. He sure was. There's John Hudson. Those blueberries going to shoot right through. Yeah, we know all about that kind of stuff. We don't want to talk about that, John. We don't want to talk about that. But we all think about it. We all think about it. So Michael's going to be there at 10 o'clock talking about pellets. We'd love for you to come if you want some information about pellets. By golly, we'll be glad to appease you with that. We're going to have a good discussion with that. That's going to be this Saturday at 10 o'clock. If you can't make it to the store, tune in right here on Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page. We'll be live streaming it to that. Michael Williams, the newest ambassador to Bear Mountain Pellets. We'll be doing a lot of other things. We should have a couple food trucks there. Watch our Facebook page, Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page. I will have an announcement of what food trucks will be there, and that's going to be fun. These Saturdays we had an inordinate amount of people come through this Saturday, the first Saturday. We didn't really publicize it that much, but what we're doing is we're at the gas station. We usually work on cars. We're not going to be working on cars anymore on Saturday. We just work on cars Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Service, tires, fixing repairs, fixing flats, and things of that sort of servicing. But on Saturdays, the whole lot's going to be open for parking. Be just like the guy so he won't run through our door anymore.
Just not in front of the gas pump.
Yeah. And there'll be plenty of places to park where you can come in. You don't have to rush. You can spend your time. I'll be there all day. Pete will be there part of the day, and we'll be able to talk to you, and we'll be able to spend more time with you. And that's what we want to do. We want to spend time with you and answer your questions where you don't feel rushed. And a lot of people, a lot of things, and a lot of people, believe it or not, behind the scenes, it took to make this happen. And so we want you to really take advantage of it. All right. Things like this, Pete, just don't happen. I don't get an idea in my brain and say, let's do this. You got to check with people. You got to have people. You got to have people that can help you. And we are very fortunate to have those people in our lives. So we want to encourage you to come down to the store and take your time, and we'll be able to take our time with you and help you with all your barbecue needs. All right.
And a shout out to Steve. I can't recall her name, but her and her husband were just fabulous people that were, helping line up some of the stuff that come the trailers. Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
What a wonderful young lady. Her and her husband, great people.
Yeah. She's a good gal. All right, here we go. There's George Shea. We're working on getting George on the show. He's a hard guy to get a hold of. And when you're just a little show like Pete and I are, a lot of people just don't take the time. That's why Pat Bertoletti, that's why I thank him so much that he took the time to talk to the little guys like us. Here we go. All right. Here are the pictures. That is,
looks like a Jason Penley. It's not, is it?
well, no, that was, I can't believe I had that written down. I thought who was
no,
that?
that's not his top on there.
No, who was that? That was, that's bacon wrapped sausage, onions, and a little fajita mix. Looks like
hot dogs to me, right?
No, they were sausage. I remember reading sausage, but they do look like hot dogs, don't they? But anyway, that's George Gibson. There it is, George Gibson on the flat top. That's who it was. I don't know why that thing disappeared, but there's back George Gibson with his flat top in full use. And here's Billy Holland did some brisket. That looks good.
Brisket.
Look at that smoke ring on there, Billy. Look at that. Look at that dude. Look at that bark on there.
Good looking. That's good looking brisket.
Yeah, it is. Billy also did some beef ribs.
I love beef ribs.
Do you like beef ribs?
I really do.
I don't like them.
When we did them ribs, those beef ribs, a bunch of them. I'll tell you, I almost think they're better. They're as good as the rib roasts they come off of.
Mm-hmm. But those look good. Billy, you're getting a tremendous bark on those things, man. Your brisket and your ribs. Look at that bark. Billy's got it going on. There's Billy. He's cooking those on a drum. There's his two beef ribs on the top. Looking at that brisket on the bottom. He's got them packed in that drum. George Gibson again. There's some pineapple on the right. I don't know what that is on the left. You think that's what's that look like, Pete?
Looks like cut up chicken to me, but
Yeah, it might be. It might. What goes good with what pairs well with pineapple?
well, I mean, a lot of people do a Hawaiian chicken pineapple. Looks
Mhm.
like, and a lot of people put that on pizzas and different things. But George has got it going on. I hadn't seen a lot of cooking with George here for a while. And
The last 3
come
weeks,
back.
he is.
Yeah,
Man, he has stepped it up.
He's making up for time.
I love grilled pineapple. I mean, it's. I remember Meathead said one time on the Barbecue Central show that the best thing ever on a grill was grilled pineapple. I won't go that far, but I do like grilled pineapple.
I have seen, which is my very favorite, a pineapple upside down cake cooked in a smoker. But that is my favorite. Anything with pineapple.
Jason Penley's brisket going on there. Yep, and that is Jason's brisket. He did one, and here it is done. Look at that now. Look at that. That bark looks good. The nice smoke ring looks good, Jason. You did a good job there. Here's Heath Jordan had some. Those are party ribs, and looks like he's got those things. Sauce got a little bit of char on there. I wonder if he did those on the grill or on the smoker. It looks like he may have done those Greek style, doesn't it?
They look like they're sitting on the outside of a big smoker,
Yeah.
a big grill. So
Yeah, but they look good. They look good, Heath. Good job. There is Jonathan Edwards pick shots. Those are bacon wrapped. I believe it's bacon wrapped. I don't know if it's pork belly. I think it's bacon wrapped pork belly. And Pete and I, we went and got some pork belly. And did you eat that pork belly?
I did. It
was
was
it
good.
good? Was it
Yeah.
good? I did some pork belly yesterday.
I liked it better in the sandwich.
Yeah, I did the same thing. It wasn't that great fried this morning.
Yeah,
I did the same thing, but it been on a biscuit with that tomato. Oh, that was
it
good.
was good.
There's Michael Shadwick's chicken. Got some chicken thighs on there. Michael, that looks great. I love chicken thighs. I love them. I love them. And there's our buddy Pat Bertoletti. Holding his arm up high is George Shea, the winner of Nathan's. Patrick's a tall boy.
He is. I
He's a
was
big
just sitting
kid.
there thinking he's pretty tall. Isn't he?
Big kid, because I mean George isn't a short guy, and I believe Pat go about 6'2", 6'3". That's a lot of tummy to fill up. And Michael Williams, there's Michael's brisket. Now Michael did post some rib pictures, but that's enough, Michael. Enough of ribs. Michael can do so many good things, but he loves doing ribs, and we've all seen Michael's ribs pictures. And I wanted to show there he's got a brisket flat on there. And look at that thing. He's got that thing trimmed. That thing looks like a big steak, doesn't it?
It looks.
That's
pretty,
beautiful.
It looks pretty good. I'll tell you that.
Now this next guy, look at that. Look at those two containers there, Pete.
Yeah, that was after I had just pulled them after they'd come off, and
Mm-hmm.
and of course used some savory pecan on them. I'll tell you, it was a big hit with the folks that ate it, so I'm glad they enjoyed it. And obviously, I'll tell you, Steve, the secret in heating up barbecue, no doubt, is making sure you get some good juice on them.
Yeah.
And then heating them up slow. I'll tell you that made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, I'm using that Butcher Barbecue injection as a
It's what I used.
yeah,
And
mixing it with a little apple
little
juice.
apple juice.
Yep.
Yep.
I tell you, I'm telling you, it looks good. Now this is
That's Damon. That's Thomas Damon.
this Thomas Damon, and this is a cauliflower,
So it looks like he built a meatloaf around a cauliflower
and then
and
wrapped
then
it in bacon.
I mean, it's again what he does so much different.
I
But
know.
actually, I bet it was fantastic.
That's something I've never seen. It looks like a brain, doesn't it?
You get your vegetable in there with it, right? It does.
It's like you put a brain inside of a meatloaf, but it looks good. I mean,
It looks
good.
I'd eat it, no doubt.
Thomas Damon from he's our European correspondent from Germany. Steve Davidson did him and his buddy Ricky. They did all kinds of stuff this week. They're always busy weekend. Look at there's those ribs. Steve Davis, those ribs look good. There's Thomas Damon's. That's what that cauliflower looked like before we sliced it open. Hey, it looks like a turtle, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it looks a whole lot different sliced. You can't tell by that it's even in like ground beef.
Yeah. Well, we got to correspond with him and get a little backstory.
We need to get him on. I wonder how hard it'd be to get him on a show from Germany.
Well, they're what, 8 hours? 8 hours ahead of
Now
us.
look, there's
Yeah.
Steve. That's Steve Davis.
Steve Davis. Look at all those ribs.
All those ribs, man.
Yeah, look at that setup. He's got a little barn out there. There's his lang. You see his lang. There's his Southern Q on the left. It looks like then there's one of his looks like a pellet, maybe a Rectech pellet cooker.
Rectech. Looks like a Rectech.
Yeah, and but look at that setup. Steve Davis got it going on. There's that's Hunter Taylor. That's Hunter Taylor's rib. Hunter is a new person to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation, and there's a
Nice rack.
rib. Yeah, it looks good. That looks good. I believe that's spare rib, but whatever it is, it looks good.
Yeah.
Let's see, and there it is. There it is. That's the one I've been looking for. Jason Penley's drums.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Now, I built a drum one time. I bought a kit and built a drum. Took me 3 days. I built one, and when I finished it, I just went, shoo. Now here's Jason. He built one more involved than the one I built, and he builds 2 of them in half the time.
And look at them.
I know. They're beautiful.
Yes.
They are beautiful, Jason. Good for you. I can't wait to see. I'm sure they cook great. But those are drums by Jason Penn. Look at the tops of those things.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
They look brand new. I mean, like they just come out of a box.
I mean, they look professional. Good for you, Jason. Good job. And there's some chicken legs from Steve Davis, and there's some chicken lollipops. Steve went to a barbecue school down in Georgia not too long ago, and they did legs and lollipops, and looks like he just put them on the grill to show off a little bit. And I don't blame you, Steve.
And they look good.
If I had your skills, I'd be showing off too. So good for you. And those are from the Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation. If you want to cook and share your pictures, go to Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation. All you got to do is answer a couple questions, and we'll let you come right in. And we'd love to have you. We got over 1,000 people on that page now, and there are a lot of people post pictures. And we want to focus yours on one day. On there's a Jeff Maxwell, Al Pastor. Did I forget a name on somebody?
I don't know.
Al Pastor. I don't know either. But Jeff, glad you're watching. We appreciate you very much. Pete, that's all I've got. Thanks to Pat Bertoletti for being with us. Great guest, great kid. And a culinary guy, trained chef.
I would have never thought. Just never would have thought that though. When he said that, I was, wow, that's amazing. That's what George cooked.
What?
Jeff said that's what George cooked.
Al Pastor?
Al Pastor probably is what it's called.
Oh, what is it? What is that? You ever heard of that?
No.
I mean, everybody's laughing at us right now. Can't believe you haven't heard of that, Steve. Oh, well.
It looked good.
It did. Whatever it was, Jeff and George, it looked great. And keep posting those pictures, guys.
Was it chicken? It tastes like
Is
chicken.
it chicken? Does it taste like chicken? That's right. It's got to be chicken. Jason says, hey, y'all, thanks for the kind words. You're welcome, Jason. And Jeff says it's a taco. Okay. Well, I believe that. Again, thanks, Pat Bertoletti, for being with us tonight. We really appreciate that. And congratulations to you, the reigning champion of the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest from the July the 4th, 58 hot dogs in 10 minutes. And all I got to say is next year, if you're in that competition, beat that. He's the man. For one full year, Patrick is the man. And nobody can take that away from him. It doesn't have any asterisk by it. He is the man.
I got to say, Steve, if Joey Chestnut's in there next year, I'm pulling for Pat.
There'll be a lot of people pulling for Pat. Be a lot of people pulling for Joey. But it seems like they're friends.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So maybe they'll get it worked out. All right, Pete, have you got anything else?
Nope.
Don't forget this Saturday at 10 o'clock, Michael Williams, ambassador for help me out, Pete. God, I can't believe it.
Bear Mountain.
Bear Mountain. What the freak is wrong
I
with me?
can't remember the Bear Mountain pellet.
Bear Mountain Pellets. He'll be with us, and he'll be talking about pellets. And man, we've got over 20 different flavors of pellets at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store. And we'd love to see you out there, coming out there and buying them. Until then, we're going to get out of here. Let's see. We're going to get out of here, and we will see you next Monday night right here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Ketchup Show.
Right there.
He's right there, you know. It's such a big opportunity for Espen today. A terrific eater, but he's always finished second in Coney. Always blocked by Joey. Can't break through like John Stockton's Jazz were blocked by Jordan's Bill. Like Embiid was blocked by Josh Hart. You know,
Still anybody's competition. And Pat Bertoletti, for a lot of people who are old school fans of competitive eating, there is an emotional connection because he really does represent the very beginnings of the sport as